Speak plainly. Stop.
Kesir, hen kejut, au halekia au tuliot jorantis. Vad Marius lirdur Erik kisset Isabel?
Mario, great. Slept well, I trust. As I said, there's been a raven.
My prince, my grace, your grace.
Lord Grover is looking more hale and healthy than I expected.
This is Oscar Tully, grandson of Grover Tully. He is heir to Riverrun and the future Lord Paramount of the Riverlands. His Grace, the King Consort Dame Targaryen.
It is an honor, your grace.
Indeed. How fares your grandsire?
Sadly, he remains incapacitated. He lies in a kind of waking sleep, unable to do much more than take meager drink. It is barely enough to sustain him.
So he's alive?
Yes, gods be good.
Well, my time is short and I have need of an army. Perhaps you might place a feathered pillow over his head and speed along your way.
I love my grandsire, like a father. My own Lord Father died suddenly, himself a young man. Lord Grover raised me in his stead.
All very touching. Are you here to speak with your grandsire's voice for House Tully in the Riverlands?
While he still lives? That's not all right.
Then you're of no use to me. I can see why the Blackwoods and the Brackens did not fear to start a war beneath the nose of their liege lords. House Tully is a fish with no head. Remind me, which of your countrymen claimed to fight in the name of Aegon? Was it Bracken or Blackwood?
House Bracken that declared green, your Grace.
Who could remember? Summon the Blackwoods here. I require men of action to lead my host of rivermen.
And you are Alan?
Yes, Princess.
I'm given to understand my Lord husband knows you his life. But I was not told his saviour was so comely. Your mother must have been very beautiful.
Rhaenys. Is your work finished? No, my lord.
I just had a word with your captains. He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
Yes.
You did not think to mention it.
I did not think it relevant.
I know who he is, Corliss. Alan's past is no fault of his. He saved his lord's life. He should be raised up and honoured, not hidden beneath the tides.
Is this why you came? To subject me to inquisition?
I came to tell you that Baylor has called me to Dragonstone.
Baylor?
That council is going to dine on her and Jace for supper. They grow restless in Rhaenyra's absence.
Still. Where has that woman gone?
I suspect to try and draw us all back from the abyss.
Good morning, Your Grace.
Good morning, Grand Maester.
As requested. I brewed it myself.
Thank you. I will see it delivered discreetly.
Do report if the recipient has need of any remedy. The tea is known to discreet with the gout.
I shall observe the girl closely. Grand Maester. Then you serve my lord husband in his darkest hours.
Such was my duty, Your Grace.
Tell me, do you believe Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him?
I could not know. His Grace never raised the matter with me.
Somewhere in the vastness of the Crown Lands, we could perhaps act if only we had a host of our own, or someone here to lead us.
Mind your tongue, Sir Alfred.
Does it speak falsely, my prince? This council is rudderless.
I'm doing my best to steer it, Sir Alfred.
Why should your voice be any louder than ours, princess? The Queen did not name you hand. It is her voice and that of the King Consort that we need to raise alliances and command our vassals. But they are gone.
What has come of this council?
My lord.
Our enemy is on the march. Is there naught to be done in the absence of the Queen but to grouse and claw for power?
We do not know the Queen's doings, but we must trust that she seeks the same as each of us at this table. An end to this conflict.
You can earn back your honor by raising his banner and fighting in his name against the whore of Dragonstone. All who refuse will have their death.
Is there no honor left in this world, Cole? Sacking your queen's own castles and putting up people to the sword? Kingmaker. You're not fit for the White Cloak.
This is a better death than a traitor deserves. You should thank me for it.
Yours will come in kind.
Damon, of all people, has taken Harrenhal. I give you a job, and now you just sit there. It's your fucking castle!
But that castle is more crippled than I am, Your Grace. Such drive Damon to madness as he attempts to make use of it, which is beyond his faculties. As Harrenhal saps Damon's resolve, the false queen remains trapped on that island, and Sir Criston continues felling castles in the Crown Lands.
Well, I need to be informed of these things. If I am to make informed rulings, I will not be made to look a fool in front of my allies and enemies.
Harrenhal must wait. Sir Criston is marching on Rooks Rest.
Rooks Rest? A pathetic prize. I gave no
The
such
castle
mark.
is small, weakly defended, and Lord Stormford sits on Rhaenyra's council.
Have him turn about. I want Harrenhal back.
Cole has already preparing his death.
How do you know this?
He sent word to me.
To you?
What you have really been
Plotting. Without my authority.
Gaumaus ne hurtami repakon epeopolis. Lokoston kotapri pretagon. Prosirpota ule de repakon. Servotaroni sirtomi tiripeti vettogon. Serveton kovin animaterisnios. Rooks Rest. Ahos tiotopunto ui vestrogon avisuti libars. Audli non gieri, Johnny.
Luke coston bevidus. Segiton. Bilvazni.
Harrenhal is a useful morass. It'll keep Damon well occupied while we strengthen our host and weaken the nearest support on the mainland. We'll deal with it in the Riverlands in time. But right now, Rooks Rest is an easy target. And a worthy effort. Don't you agree, my king?
In honor of your grace, after your absence from the small council, I feared something was amiss.
You're kind to do so, my lord, but indulgence was my sin. I ventured into the lemon pie at last night's supper. Too far, I fear.
That is a rich indulgence. But I believe it is a sin to deny your appetites and make us fully alive as mortal men. If I may be so bold, my queen. You have not sinned yourself of late.
Only weeks ago my lord husband was alive, and the realm was at peace. Now I've barely had the hours to grieve one tragedy before suffering the next. I regret if I had not been myself.
I did not know you shared your lord husband's love for the histories.
If not his love, then certainly an abiding interest. The voice of history guided Viserys. He knew that his wisdom alone could only reach so far.
Do you think that is why he changed his mind? In the end, no matter how suited he thought Rhaenyra for the crown, the voices of history, as you say, would have told him how the realm would react to her succession.
It's impossible to know what steered his thoughts in those final hours. The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
Yes, it did.
It's a touch late to be stalking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword.
You.
I'm called Alice.
Strong?
Rivers.
Bastard.
Once you get to know me, you'll find I'm not so bad.
So what are you then? Some kind of mesa?
In a manner of speaking. I inherited the duties after the last one fled in the night.
Fled? Why?
Just never settled in. How are you settling in? I come to know the face of tortured rest well enough. Sleep can be thin in this place.
What would you know of my sleep?
Harrenhal's been cursed since its first stone was laid. Black Hand felled the grove of weirwood trees that grew on these lands. Heart trees imbued with the spirits of those who lived long before he came. It's said their whispers can still be heard
The
sometimes.
midwife's tale.
The very bed you sleep in was made from such a heart tree. Have you experienced anything of note?
You are a strange kind of woman.
I'm not at all. I'm a barn owl, cursed to live in human form. So you've come here after quarrelling with your wife. And you arrive here alone, claim the castle and yet send no ravens. Do you now plan to make your own client? Perhaps to prove yourself, Dad?
Do not try me with your incidents, which...
It's a hard thing, I imagine, to give obeisance. Does it please you that her legitimacy is contested as you stand here with a castle and a dragon, attempting to draw an army of men? Here, drink this. You need your sleep if you're to win this place to your side.
They must pay for their treachery against the laws of gods and men. And against the crown.
Who are you?
Sir William Blackwood of House Blackwood, Your Grace. As I said.
Well met. What might I do for you?
It was you who summoned me, Your Grace. I was given to understand that you wanted an army.
Who doesn't these days? Blackwood certainly never miss a chance to bloody your swords. Do you?
Some 20 years ago, my lord bent the knee to King Viserys and acknowledged the Princess Rhaenyra as his rightful heir.
So you fight for this old oath, not of course for your 1,000-year-old feud with the Brackens.
I once fight for Queen Rhaenyra's hand. Before she wed Selena. I was like her spirit. She had the true blood of the dragon.
And you were prepared to march without the leave of your...
Your Grace. And once you and your dragon bring the Queen's justice to the Brackens, our armies will be yours.
Now lords in the Crown lands, browsing. Their herds of livestock struggle to keep pace with the dragon's relentless appetites, Vadar's in particular.
We either provide the Crown it needs, or we can claim their holdings.
Not coast unsplendidly at the least, turning every castle and army he's faced, including Tuscan down, God's blessing. Kingmaker, they're calling him. And with Aemond and Vagar also at the ready, we are a formidable opponent.
You bore me. You all bore me.
Cole, Aemond, they pursue their campaign without seeking my aid or even my thoughts.
What thoughts would you have?
I'm the king.
Do you think simply wearing the crown imbues you with wisdom? Those men at your council table earned their seats. It was my hope that, once enthroned, you would honour the burden of your new duties, be silent, and strive to learn from the more studied minds around you, in the hope that you might be half the king your father was.
Tread carefully.
Or what? You'll hang me as you did your rat catchers, or have me banished as you did your hand. I ruled in your father's absence throughout his long illness, and Otto Hightower's as kind a statesman as ever lived. You should humbly be seeking our opinions in council. You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
What would you have me do, Mother?
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.